Good morning. Today is the 25th of October 2010, and it's the first morning of the first day of the Castle Seminar Quantum Leap Advantage. And this is my, let's see, 5 a year times 10, 50. It's probably pretty close to my 100th Castle Seminar. I don't know exactly, but it's probably pretty close to 100. Because in years gone by, I gave 6 or 8, even 10 a year. And it's probably close to my 250th seminar, including the kind that Doris first went to and the kind that Robert first went to. As I said last night at dinner, I'm going to say, vulgar things, and I'm going to embarrass some of you, and I'll pick some of you out, like Dave. Who's an easy picking because he's Russian, even though he claims to be an American. But he lives in Reno, where I don't know anybody honest that lives in Reno. And Mikey, the pizza boy, former pizza boy. But it's to make a, not an impression, but to make a point. I went over everybody's file again this morning. And you do 250,000 calls a year?
Month.
A month. That's what I thought. That's what it said. And I don't know if it was a misprint.
No.
250,000 calls. Okay. And some of you I know a lot better. Obviously, Robert has been here. I think this is his 6th time. Not counting the first seminar he snuck in to in 1994, 1995, and on a LeGrand deal. But they're all for a point. They're not, and because I know your files now, and of course I know the Chens very well. The guy that I know the least about is Marcus, and that's good and bad. But I'll find something to pick at because he's almost like a German. He's a half-assed German because he's Austrian. And since Hitler was Austrian, they claim to be German. I mean, he's really easy pickings too when you think about it. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, once upon a time you had a dream. You saw life as an exciting challenge, and you took a gusty chance. You made a terrifying leap into the unknown and survived to experience a sweet taste of victory. I don't know when it was, but I do know you did, otherwise you wouldn't be here today. Perhaps it was a death-defying skateboard or a bike trick. Maybe it was climbing the tallest tree in the park, asking out your first date. Many of you will have at one time taken the frightening step to starting your own business, stacking all the chips on the table and betting everything you own on your ability to win. Whatever you did, you took what I call a quantum leap. You challenged the world, and you were invincible. You fought, you dared, you won. Then something happened. You allowed self-doubt to pierce your armor. You listened to the naysayers of this world and started to believe them. You started to question your abilities. What if my success was just a fluke? Maybe I just was lucky. Supposing I can't repeat that stunt, you started to falter, to doubt. In short, you stopped playing to win and you began playing not to lose. I'm here to tell you that there is a very big difference between playing to win and playing not to lose. It is a difference between super success and lukewarm mediocrity, between winning the game of life and losing or barely surviving. This seminar has one purpose only: to rekindle the strength within you, the searing flame of desire. Desire to make another quantum leap, then another, and then another, until you reach the stratospheric levels of success and leave all competition behind you in the dust. The seminar is about making you really and truly believe in yourself like you never did before, forcing you to recall a time when you acted as if you had no limits to your abilities, when you leapt the chasm and landed victorious on the other side. More importantly, this seminar is about daring, fighting, and winning. I want to tell you at the outset that there is no success without risk, no fighting without action, and no winning without sacrifice. If you're not willing to dare to take decisive action and sacrifice many aspects of your normal life, then this seminar is not for you. I'm here to say you cannot have it all. And any touchy-feely, silk-suited guru who tells you otherwise is just wrong, and he hasn't done it himself. But if you're willing to listen and learn, if you're prepared to avoid the company of morons and ignore conventional wisdom, if you will join with me and look the world straight in the eye, dare it to stand in your way and take powerful, decisive action, then each and every one of you can become much more successful than you are. This is not a happy, slappy, feel-good, rah-rah rally. I'm not here for you to like me. If you want to have a friend, buy a dog. I'm here to tell you how to load your pockets with so much money ripped out of your business or the business yet to be formed that they need a crane to haul you out of there. If I have to slap, kick, punch, and drag you over the finish line, then that's what I'll do. I'm going to make you feel uncomfortable. I'm going to call you names and sometimes act like a nasty drill sergeant. I'll be up here doing whatever it takes to make you realize one thing. You've been too comfortable. You plumped your sorry ass down on a comfy chair a long time ago and have all but forgotten the warrior you once were. My task over the next week is to get you out of that armchair and turn you into a lean, mean fighting machine ready to take on the world, ready to make your own quantum leap personally in all aspects of your life, and ready to haul away cash in the tens of millions or more. I trust you will listen carefully to my message. And remember, you came here for me to challenge your limits, and I will. Not to like or love me. I strongly suggest you keep that in mind, or it will be an extremely tough week. It will be tough enough without any extra burdens. New Peñaism. Today, the kids of the world, the kids that are even as old as Dave, Marcus, and Benjamin, feel privileged. And I hear it all the time in newscasts. My generation and the generation after me have fucked up the world, and so I feel privileged. And a lot of them want to give back and do stuff. And when we talk about who kids admire in business and who businessmen admire, you'll see a big difference, except for one person, Steve Jobs. But to me, the definition of privilege is work, a lot of hard fucking work. And that's even difficult for me to get through to my kids' heads. And nobody understands this better than they do, because they've lived with it. The real job of your life is to find out the real job of your life is to find out the real job of your life. Why were we put here? Oprah Winfrey. And we talk a lot about Oprah because she's obviously probably the most successful woman business person on the planet. And she came from poverty. Everybody in her extended family raped her. I mean, everything. Nothing good happened to her. Nothing. And she never believed people when they told her she couldn't do it. She just knew that was reinforcement that she could do it. Tonight, you're going to write your own obituary. When you do realize life is finite, hence the end comes to us all, the question is whether you want to go out on your feet or on your knees. So tonight, your homework, amongst a couple of other things, is to write your own obituary. For those of you that are young, well, you're all young, really, except for Doris and myself, and Robert's kind of in the middle. It will be not an easy task. My son has been working on his obituary for about 2 weeks now. My youngest son, Derek, who Benjamin knows, and of course Robert knows. And when you're in your 20s, what the fuck? What do you mean my obituary? What am I going to put? And an obituary historically is somebody wrote, and unfortunately I'm a great writer of obits because I've done a number of them, what he's accomplished or she's accomplished in their life. Well, at your young age, you've accomplished a few things, but really not much. In the cosmos of time, even Bill Gates hasn't done fuck all. So if he hasn't done fuck all in the cosmos of time, what the fuck have you done? X minus fuck all minus X. So, but write your obit tonight. It shouldn't be long. Except for perhaps Doris. I mean, none of you have accomplished a great many things, so you don't have a lot to talk about. But whatever you have accomplished, and what you plan on accomplishing, should be in your obit. Another thing, the kids, and I've added a lot of new stuff about, because I knew that we were going to have young people here. When I call you kids, it's not in any derogatory sense whatsoever. The purpose of any relationship is not to make you happy, it's to make you grow. Because I know a lot of things I read and a lot of emails I get, and even on the chat thing I went over from last night's webcast, they're interested in